Why, hello everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes. You guys spend the night in town in the Featherfall and wake up the next morning feeling refreshed, if somewhat disturbed from the previous day's events.
Well, I think I want to make a start pretty early, so I'll get up and then head down to the breakfast room before I start studying.
Sure, I take it you memorize two read magic spells?
Yeah,
Alright, excellent.
but I'm hoping to speak to Van and Croak before I lock myself away.
Sure, so everyone shows up downstairs. You all have a chance to chat.
Well, I was hoping to do a bit of research today, looking into this guy's spell book. It'd probably take me a few hours, but I won't be up for much combat today. So I don't know if you two maybe want to scope into a boat. Maybe we can find something that leaves tomorrow morning. Maybe this afternoon, perhaps.
Ah,
If you could entertain yourselves for a day without me having to supervise you, that would be preferable.
of course. It's a strange thing having to track down the spell books of other men just to learn new spells. You can't simply petition a greater being to grant your spells to you.
True power must be earned, Van. I've told you this before.
Favor must be earned as well, my friend.
No, I'd rather rely on myself than the will of some being.
I suppose if you've accepted that you do not wish to serve a greater purpose. If you'll excuse me, I must be off. I need to purchase some new arrows. And I want you to go find a hunter and buy some flight arrows.
Sure.
I'd say to Croak, this fucking guy.
I just nod sagely in the middle of a mouthful of fried chicken. Like, I understand your pain. Read well and quickly, and I'll see about a boat for us. Sure thing.
All right, keep an eye on him for me. I'll see you later.
Sure.
I'll meet me down here in maybe it's a few hours.
A few hours.
Well, maybe 5-6 hours when the sun starts to set.
Sure. I'll meet you back here either in the afternoon or evening sometime. We'll
right.
have some fun around town.
All right.
All right. So you can buy flight arrows. I believe it's 1 silver for 4.
Okay. Yeah.
And there is no problem getting them. They're well stocked on flight arrows.
Yeah, I imagine sheaf arrows are maybe a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
So I have... Croak, did you shoot any during that fight?
I did not shoot any arrows. You have the bow back
Fine.
and however many arrows you gave me.
So I have 7 arrows. I guess, what would be a standard amount? Like 20?
20 arrows is, yeah.
Pretty normal. Okay, I'll buy 13 arrows then.
Okay. Yeah, 20 arrows fits in your quiver perfectly.
All right, then it's just 5 silver. Okay.
All right. So while Van's off doing the arrow buying and hunting, Croak's gonna find his way to a jeweler. And I guess he's gonna find. I don't know. He doesn't know much about jeweling, so he's just gonna find the jeweler district and just pick a shop at random, I guess.
Sure. You step into a shop.
Okay. I look for the proprietor and I say, hello. I have recently. Well, I like try to put my hand on his shoulder and I say, Dear Croak has a problem. A young maiden, fair and true, has stolen my heart away from me, and well, I need to purchase it back from her. And I know that these women love themselves some nice shiny stones, and I would like to purchase from you something rather special for a young lady. Could you please show a poor hunter, peasant boy, the stuff you've got? Now, I say poor as in poor soul. I do fairly well for myself. You see, I am a trader from Shiresbrook. We selling furs. I have the money, but
I see.
I need some help finding the right stone. You see.
Well, I could help you with that, most certainly. Do you know what you're looking for?
I show him the one of the gems that I got from the one of the paradots, and I say something that complements this. I believe would be in order.
He takes the gem, looks at it through the light, pulls out a little magnifying glass, examines it closely, and goes, "Well, this is quite the beautiful gem right here. This must certainly be a wonderful lady if you're looking for something to match along with this." Yes, let me see. Are you looking for rings or a necklace? Maybe a set of earrings? Or a bracer? Or maybe a vembrace? What are you looking for? What is your
I
method of
think
wooing?
that a beautiful necklace to frame her face would be just the perfect thing.
If you give me some time, I could embed this in a beautiful necklace for her. How does that sound?
Well, you could do that. I was hoping, you see, I was hoping to give this along to her with some other stones here. Could you perhaps make a beautiful necklace out of something else, and I can give her both the stones and a necklace?
Of course, my pleasure. He says as he starts to, he squats down behind the counter and fiddles with some things. You hear jingling, maybe of keys, and he sits back there for a moment. And eventually he pulls out a half-finished necklace made of platinum, and it looks like there's spots for gems to be placed within it, but there aren't any there, and it looks like it's maybe unfinished. And he goes, "This is almost done. I think this might be in your price range," he says.
Tell me, what is the price range on this beautiful piece of work?
A measly 1,000 gold.
Alrighty. Well,
Once finished, of course. It's not quite
once
done.
finished. I think I'm looking for something that I can give to her soon, and not wait on the work to be done. Why don't I say this? I
have some things made of gold you might wish. Hold on. He squats back down and pulls out two different necklaces and says, Each of these are 300.
We have 100. We have 150, 174, 178, 1. We have two.
Craig's rich.
Croak is very rich. Croak is unreasonably wealthy at this point.
I mean, we've gotten in a lot of trouble for him to get so wealthy. I feel like he's earned it.
Croak says,
I feel like we've earned
I'll
it.
tell you what. I can pay you. How long would it take for you to take one of these beautiful stones and add it to one of these two necklaces?
I would have to. A couple of days.
Couple of days?
2
That is
days, maybe?
unfortunate.
Surely love can wait 2 days. You will have an eternity to spend together. 2 days is really nothing
That
in the
is
grand
true,
scheme
that
of
is true.
things. You know, you could write her a series of letters building to something, so you could take these days to kind of prepare the proper ceremony, prepare the proper courtship.
I'm trying to do math. I'm good at it at work, but I'm not good at it right now.
I was going to say, if only you're an accountant.
You say I am an accountant.
No, I know.
I say, well, I am a bit in a hurry. You see, she's not in this town here. I'm here, and I will be meeting her on my next stop. And I wanted something in hand when I came off the boat. You see.
I see.
So I think what I shall do. This is the cash I have on me at the moment. I will. What would you give me would you be willing to part with one of these for 250 gold?
How about I will trade one of these for that stone you just had a moment ago? You said you had others like it?
Oh, I do, but you see, these stones, they're for not for me to spend, of
Oh,
course.
I see. Of course, of course. That is a shame. I can't rightly pass with these for 250. That's a very large discount for a non-repeat customer.
Perhaps for the sake of my love life, we could do 275.
Well, once you've been through the love and married the person and been married to them for a few years, you'll realize that sometimes love life means not giving people discounts if you want to sleep in your own bed. So for the sake of my love life, why don't we say 300?
All right, give me just 2 seconds here. 121, 221, 2.
Get your abacus.
No, I come up just short of 300.
What?
Yeah,
It's like 298.
I come up at 291.
Are you trying to just consolidate wealth? Yeah.
Yes. I want to take these 15, 16 pounds of coins and
Yeah.
turn them into gems.
I feel like you might be able to convince him of that. You're like 9 gold off.
But I also want gold. I want some coin liquidity that I can spend as well. Right? I'm gonna have to buy a bow and shit.
Why don't you just tell him that?
Yeah, okay. I'll tell him that, well, I don't have that on me, and unfortunately my boat leaves today. I have 275. Actually, I have 280 gold that I would be willing to pass on to you. I cannot give you these gems to work into something if it's going to take multiple days. Can you, if you will let me pay you the 280 for these necklace, I would be happy to. If not, could you show me something that you would gladly give me for 280 gold?
I have a set of pearl earrings that are quite nice for 200 gold. Each
All right.
each earring is each earring is 110, but 220 gold. They're nice silver. He pulls them out. They're just silver earrings with a pearl in each one.
Okay, I'll take the two earrings worth 110 each.
Are you
And
gonna
I'll
pierce
pay
your
him.
ears?
I pay him in like all kinds of coinage. Like, he's getting like all kinds of silver. He's getting some gold too. He gets like 100 and he gets like almost 180 gold. But then he gets no, because I want to get rid of the silver. He gets all of my silver pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah, he gets all of my silver and some gold coins as well. But yeah.
So basically,
It's a
you take off your backpack, empty
Yeah.
the sack
Yeah,
onto the table. Coins
Yeah.
like roll everywhere,
Yeah.
and then it's a matter of like shuffling these in around.
Yeah, it's like an hour process of shuffling out silver coins.
Okay.
It's like that guy who went to he went to pay a fine in Australia and paid it all in pennies and just dumped it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except I'm paying it in quarters.
Okay. So it's just coins everywhere. An hour later or so, you guys have settled on a deal and you've consolidated it. Please add 2 earrings, silver pearl earrings, worth 110 GP each to your character sheet.
While we're on the topic, Neil, is it £6 for 100 coins?
I think it's £2 for 100 coins. I think it's 50 coins to the pound.
50 coins to the pound is what we decided on last time.
I think that's
Easy
what
for me,
the
then.
player's handbook says.
I only
That's
got
what you told me. So
100
yeah.
coins. That's all I have.
Okay. Van, what are you doing? You're going down to the docks to find a ship?
Yeah, if the party isn't like I don't think Van's much of a negotiator, but he kind of looks around to see if he can find a good price for passage.
Sure. You find a ship that is leaving to Redport in 3 days.
That seems fair. 3 days is not too long of a wait.
Mhm.
How much is the payment?
Oh, how far are you guys from Redport?
It was about a week if we went in canoe. I think it's a couple of days by.
Yeah, I think by boat it's going to be 3 days.
I think that's what you said, actually.
Yeah. So 3 days. That's 3 gold a person to get there.
I'd shake his hand. I say that seems like a fair price.
Good.
We
We'll
will-
save your seats. Come on by.
Cool. You leave at dawn, I assume?
Well, when the tide's right, be here at dawn. We might leave a little after.
Very well. I will see you then.
Excellent. Okay.
I want to wait for Croak in the tavern. Well, actually, can I... So I can use elegant weapons.
Yes.
Since I'm able to use a short bow, would I by extension be able to use a longbow, or should I stick to the short bow?
Yes. By extension, you could use a longbow.
Okay, then I want to wait for Croak in the tavern, because I want to make an offer.
Sure. We can just say I'm in the tavern. We'll
Well,
go to
first,
that.
hold on. Before that, there is something that happens in the tavern.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, damn it. Malachi, you're down there in the common room, looking through your book or whatever, waiting for some tea or something to be brought to you. When the sheriff walks back in, Kel Deodrin.
Can we get a description of her?
Yes, that is a good idea. Kel Deodrin. She is tall and thin. She's about 5'8", 115 pounds. She's in her mid-30s. She wears, I believe it is chainmail. Where's my description of her? She's wearing a chainmail shirt with a long sword at her side and a medium shield over her back.
All right, we've met her before, right?
You have. She was the one who hauled away Reggie.
So I think I put down my my book and I lean back in my chair and look up at her as she walks in.
She walks in, looks around, finds you, and walks right up to you and says, "You're that sorcerer from yesterday."
Take my pipe out of my mouth. Yes, I believe I am. It's good to see you again.
Yes, yes, she says in her shrill voice. We have questioned Reggie and found he has some trading partners nearby. We are
really?
undermanned at the current moment. I don't know if you've heard, but the bastards of the firewood have been causing all sorts of problems in town. Last month, 2 months ago, they attacked en masse while our troops were out looking for them. They sacked 3 keeps out in the closer to the Golden Sea. And months before that, they actually came in and attacked the keep here, slaying our knights and half our men-at-arms. We are in a bit of a pickle, which is why I was hoping you and your friends would be interested in doing a little mercenary work for us, following up on Reggie and his band of miscreants.
Yes, I lean back in my chair, take a puff on my pipe, and say, if these bastards of the firewood were able to sack 3 keeps and murder all your knights and soldiers, how is it exactly that you think me and my 2 friends will be able to bring them to justice?
Oh, no, no, no. I want you to find out. We have other plans for you. Reggie and his men have been meeting their dealer, their trading partner, in the woods to the east, near Rock Ridge.
That's not the one with the spiders, right?
I don't know. I haven't been there. He says they've met. They meet their trading partner in the ruined temple of an abandoned town, or the abandoned temple in a ruined town.
Would you perhaps mind if I spoke to Reggie myself?
Reggie is not currently available to the public. He is in the
Right.
dungeons.
I understand that. I'd be happy to visit him in the dungeon, if that's all right by you. I promise I won't take him anywhere. I'd just like to hear it from the horse's mouth if I'm going to go trekking off into the woods. If I'm going to convince my friends, I'm going to need all the details.
She pauses and thinks long and hard while you roll a charisma check.
Okay. Well, that's probably a 10 or a 9. Just check. Oh, it's a 10.
Oh yeah, every one of your stats is like as average as it gets, isn't it?
Yep. Oh, it's a fail.
No. Reggie is not for the viewing public right now. But whoever his buyers are equally guilty as Reggie and his associates. They
Well,
too-
Reggie and his friends, I also agree with you. They are fiendish men, indeed. I don't know if you've had a chance to look down in that cellar of theirs, but it was barbaric work.
most barbaric.
Yes.
That's
Well,
why their trading partners need to be brought to justice.
I don't disagree with you. Did Reggie indicate how many of them were there in this abandoned temple?
He said he met them there, and they usually come in a group of 3.
The same 3?
It seems to be the same one with a pair of bodyguards.
If it's the same bodyguards, that implies there is only 3 of them. If it's 2 different bodyguards every time. This is why I wanted to speak to Reggie myself. Maybe you could clear that up with him.
I will go seek answers.
I'll be here.
Anything else you need to know?
I'll wait for your return. You can leave.
She gives you a cold, hard look when you dismiss her like that.
lean
And
back.
whirls around on her foot and marches out, her
Blows
chainmail
smoke ring in her
jingling.
face.
Yeah.
The balls on this guy, just like, yeah, you can leave.
I open my book back up.
Okay. All right. Eventually, Van and Croak reappear.
Ah, gentlemen, please, take a seat.
I don't mind if I do.
Offer them the pipe.
I'll take a drag of your pipe, absolutely.
No.
None for me. Pipeweed has been known to addle the mind.
Of course, yes. That sheriff lady, Caldadrin, she popped by earlier. To see me, actually. Well, to see
Oh.
us.
Having a little special lady time with the sheriff?
No, not quite like that. She said that they'd been, interrogating our good friend Reginald.
Reginald, you mean Reggie?
Yes,
I see.
Reggie,
What
yes.
does Reggie have to say?
Well, apparently he's told the sheriff that he has a few trading partners out to the east in the forest, in an abandoned, ruined temple. The sheriff would like us to investigate, bring them to justice in a similar manner as we did to Silfrey and his dog. I thought it could keep our interest for a while.
Well,
I'm not much of a ethical. I don't hold morality too high on my list of priorities, but those children's feet. These are particularly bad men.
I would agree. I went down to the docks earlier. I secured us passage on a ship for a mere 3 gold ahead. It will not be leaving for 3 days, however, so we would have time to do this, assuming the town is close by.
Sounds reasonable. It's better than sitting here all day. I've grown tired of looking at this bartender already.
I think you need to understand this could be particularly tricky. You see, we got quite a jump on him last time, thanks to Reginald. And there was a wizard and a quite strong mercenary with them. I think you can expect that these trading partners are going to be equally or perhaps even more dangerous. If we're to do this, and I agree with you, these child murdering sons of bitches need to feel the might of Croak's justice. But we need to have a solid plan of how we're going to approach this and make sure that we get the upper hand on them and end it quickly.
I don't disagree. Caldadrin, she didn't have all of the details. I asked if we could speak to Reggie ourselves, but she denied.
Allow me to ask for myself. I understand that you're quite a well-to-do person, but perhaps a cleric would have slightly more influence in this matter.
Yes.
I don't
Van,
disagree.
is there a chance you could convince her to lend us some extra men in this situation? It seems that if they're only meeting 3 of them, perhaps that a couple extra swords might tip the scales in our favor.
She
This might-
indicated that she was coming to us because her forces were engaged in other activities. I believe we are unlikely to get the sheriff to lend us arms, but it wouldn't hurt to ask.
We could always look into hiring a mercenary of our own. I'm sure there's a mercenary willing to go on the travel.
In this town,
Perhaps there's some particularly angry halflings that might do this for free.
that's not a bad idea, Croak. You could use that silver tongue of yours, whip them up into a frenzy.
Yes. I still think we should look into hiring a permanent mercenary to join our group after the untimely demise of Corny.
I don't want to hire somebody to travel on with us. It seems a bit uncouth to replace a friend with a hired sword.
I don't seek to replace a friend. I simply wish to help buffer our party.
I want to put an NPC between me and danger.
Perhaps, Van, when we get to Redport, if my father's crew is there, perhaps one of them may wish to travel with us.
That seems like a fair arrangement. In the meantime, Croak, I was wondering if you wanted to discuss an offer. I assume you... Has he mentioned that he wanted us to... Or that he wanted to get a short bow?
Sure. That could have mentioned in passing.
Yeah, I have the short bow on me, and personally, I feel I'd be best fitted for a slightly larger bow, a bow of war, a longbow. But these are rather expensive, and I'm not sure if I could afford one myself. If you could help me purchase one, I'd be more than happy to give my longbow to you. Or give my short bow to you.
I see. Well, let's go have a chat with a longbow man. I guess I am more than willing to help a friend out. Let's make it happen, Captain.
Sure. In the meantime, we might want to wait for the Kell to come back. I believe we'd most likely find a longbow from their armory. I'm not sure if civilians would be carrying them around.
You should probably stay. I think she's going to come back here, Van. If you wish to speak to her, it's probably best you stay here for now.
Alright, then I guess we wait?
Sure, she'll show back up in a little bit. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do before she arrives?
Are we going to roll about me learning the spell, Neil, or is that all done at the end of the time?
So you will. It takes D10 days per spell level to learn a spell, and so after I will make a roll in secret, and then I'll tell you after you study how many days you get it, and if you get to 10 or if you fail to learn the spell, you'll just reach 10 days and it'll be like I can't make heads or tails of this. I give up.
So I won't know I failed the roll until
10 days have passed. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't make the roll yet.
Yeah.
It's D10, so like he could fail it on the first day if you roll.
Well, right. So I will roll his success or failure in secret, and then I will roll the number of days it takes, and then I'll say you've been studying, and if you fail, then you'll just end up studying for 10 days, and then it doesn't work. Or you could end up studying for 10 days and get it if you rolled a 10 on the number of days it takes.
Can I take a break? So can I say like I've got read magic today, I'm doing some studying today, but tomorrow if we're going to go adventuring,
you could spend like 4 hours a day doing other things.
I mean, it's particularly like let's say I don't want to learn read magic one day.
I know you only need read magic once.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Once you've had it once, you don't need it again. But you do need to keep the studying should be continual. You can take like 5-hour breaks, but you should spend the other 8 hours a day study.
Yeah.
So
That's
8
fine.
hours of day studying, and the rest of your time you're free to do as you please.
Okay. Well, so yeah, I guess I don't have anything else I want to do before she comes back.
Okay. An hour later, not even an hour later, half hour later, she comes back and says, it appears the bodyguards with this man are they're not always the same. Should be noted, though, that he is a particularly large and brutish man, naturally large. He may have some ogre or giant blood in him.
I
Well,
see.
at least he's not a wizard.
This is true. I
He could very
understand that.
well have a wizard with him.
Yes, I understand that you were not willing to allow my friend here to speak to Region as himself, but I am a cleric. I'm a cleric of the goddess Cheese. I think you would understand that I seek to service the tenants of good, and I was the one who turned Reggie into you myself. Would you be willing to allow me to speak with him?
I'm
Some of my
sorry.
magic-
Times here are not very good. We are not allowing anyone into the keep or into the dungeons until the bastards of the firewood have been dispatched.
Very well. That seems like a fair offer. On another note, would you happen to be willing to sell us, in exchange for some gold, a longbow? I'm not sure if anyone besides the town guard would carry them around. I'm not sure of any civilians who would carry
My
a
men
longbow.
carry crossbows. They are not trained archers.
Do you know anyone who would carry one in town? Any civilians? Somebody who might craft them and sell them?
She ponders. I believe there are some hunters in town that may have them. Surely there is a Fletcher that could build one for you.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. And I guess I just kind of get the details of exactly where we have to go again.
So if you look at the map, the forest in question is over here.
Okay.
And
so
she
that's-
describes the place. It's supposed to be an abandoned village just inside the forest, maybe a half mile, a little bit away from the ocean, like within sight of the ocean. So near the coast, a half mile in the forest.
So if our canoes are still there, we could go along the coast to get there. How long would that take us?
If you
Is
go
it a
along the
mountain?
coast in your canoes, you could get there in. What's that? You could make it there in, I want to say, 4 hours.
Okay, you could spend that time studying as well. Croak and I could do the rowing, and you could study your book while in the canoe.
Yep.
I guess that's doable. It's a little bit further away than the last one, but yeah, I mean, 4 hours is pretty manageable. And
We don't have any indication of where it is in the forest, though, do we?
Half mile in, within eyesight of the coast.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so that should be doable because we could see the tree line from the coast. Just bring our ships up, and then
Well, I would prefer if we leave on the morrow. I've spent my magic today studying.
I understand. The ship to Redport doesn't leave for 3 days. We have time.
Croak, is that reasonable to you?
The morning works for me. My dear, you said that times are hard here, and I understand that. But is there any chance that you could lend us a strong back, an arm to help us in bringing these awful men to justice?
You are the men I've gone to accomplish this. If you cannot do it on your own, I will find someone else.
I see how it is. Alrighty then. It no harm in asking.
Neil, has there been anyone particularly well equipped, looks like a fighter, in and out of the tavern today? While I've been sitting down here in the room.
So you've been sitting in the inn. You haven't seen any fighters coming in or out of the inn. The tavern is separate. So
Okay.
people would usually socialize in a tavern. You've been hanging out in the...
So if I finished my research for the day, I close the book,
Mhm.
say, well, I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. Perhaps we could find someone to accompany us. We'll have to do it outside of Keldeodrin's, out of our own pocket, though, I think. Maybe we
could
should
offer
head
them-
to the
have you
tavern
discussed
and...
a reward with her. Payment for our services.
I'm sure we...
Oh, yeah, she's gone by now, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be handsomely rewarded.
I would hope we receive something. If not,
Yeah.
I'm sure that we can pay out of pocket for a small expense. I don't think anybody would be expecting payment in the hundreds in these times.
Yeah, why don't we head to the tavern and see if we can pick anyone out? Just scope it out. If it's a few gold, we can chip in each. Might be worth it.
Yeah, I don't want to spend too long, however. I would like to speak to that hunter before we leave tomorrow. I
Yes,
want
well.
to see about having a longbow crafted.
Well, I'm going to head to the tavern now. Why don't you go and speak to your hunter? Croak, you wish to accompany me?
Sure thing, I will. Or wait, no, I have to go with Van. It seems he's gonna ask me to help pay for a bow.
Very well. Well, meet me in there later then, perhaps.
Yes, I will. I'll make a point of it.
Okay. So I close my book, head back up to the room,
Hmm.
put it up there. Oh well, I guess I'll put it on my backpack since the door doesn't lock, and then take it with me. Go up to the barkeep. Do I have to settle my tab? I mean, I've been drinking in here all day, sitting in here all day.
Um,
Or is it included in the 2 silver?
no. You can pay later. You can pay now or
Sure.
later. It doesn't matter. It's a silver for the day's food and drink.
Say, innkeeper, I'm going to head to the tavern to socialize a tad. I shall be back this evening, though, if you would keep my room for me.
And your friends' rooms?
Yes, I think so.
Excellent.
Good day.
Okay. So there are
I,
two taverns in town, in the human-sized section of town. There's Jacob's Pub and Sloppy Ale House. The Sloppy Ale House.
I go and look at both of them and see the kind of people hanging around outside both.
Neither of them are particularly fancy sorts of establishments. Jacob's Pub seems to have more normal folk. The Sloppy Ale House is a little bit more rowdy, but you do see in the Sloppy Ale House there are a couple of armed people standing about.
Yeah, so I think I'll head into there then.
Okay.
Can I find a table in a corner?
Sure.
So I sit in the table in the corner and I pull my hood up over, and I sit back in the chair and just kind of watch the room with a drink.
Sure. Someone comes over and takes an order. And so it looks like there are two warrior types in here. One of them is wearing studded leather armor with a short sword and a spear. I should be writing this down.
Okay.
Studded leather armor with a short sword and a spear. And a shield. Ooh, that is not the right button. The other one wears chainmail with a steel short sword.
Oh shit.
No shield, nothing else.
Can I sort of catch the guy with the steel sword, catch his eye, and
Yeah.
motion for him to come over to the table?
Eventually, you catch his eye. They both come over to the table. They were talking with one another.
Okay. Take a seat, gentlemen. I've got my hood up, right, and I've got my staff. Maybe it's not lit, but I'm trying to look mysterious.
Sure. The one with the steel short sword sits down first. The other guy follows, and he says in kind of a husky voice, "What are you doing hiding in this corner?"
Just trying to take stock of the folk in here. I'm looking for somebody who's good with a sword. Is that you?
Yeah. You don't think I carry steel around for nothing?
Yeah, rare.
Very.
May I ask where you got it?
Nope.
Fair enough, a man's business is his own. I don't like to tread where I'm not wanted. So, say, are you open for work? Perhaps your friend as well?
Can you afford it?
Well, perhaps, I think so.
There's a lot of people looking for work these days. Not a lot of work going around.
That's why I came to the best. You are the best, right?
Best around.
That's what I thought. That's what I'd heard.
You heard of me?
Well, I wouldn't like to divulge all my secrets. A man with a sword like that, though, doesn't go unnoticed.
He nods. So, what are you looking for?
Well, take a trip with me out into the woods for a day. A couple of my friends. Maybe we run into some bandits, some trouble on the road. You help us out with that. We should be back in Anvil the next day. One night in the woods, at very most.
What's the business?
Well, let's talk price first. Let's say that there might be there's a few men that might need, shall we say, silencing.
Mm-hmm.
Evil men, though. I can tell you're a man of high ethical standards.
I don't care who it is.
Well, rest assured, then these men, they've got it coming.
Every man has it coming eventually. It's just a matter of time.
A philosopher. So, let's put a price on the table. What do you say?
You want the best costs the most. I'm 10 gold a day.
10 gold. And your friend, does he come with you for the 10?
The other guy speaks up and goes, Hey, wait a minute, don't dismiss me like that. I'm right here. We just met
sorry, bro.
earlier. Never.
Okay, well look, I mean, 10 gold, that's a lot of money. I think we both know that I could get 5 guys to come out with me into the woods for 10 gold. Now, I understand that amount of your caliber. I've got to pay a little bit more for something like that. But let's say 12 gold for the both of you for a day. One night in the woods, we'll be back here. Anything we find out there, any treasure, that's mine. You get your 12 gold. Everyone's happy?
Fine with me, says the guy with the steel sword. The other one nods, but says, I'm just to be clear, I'm not with him. You make separate deals with both of us. Really, I just met this guy.
Well, why don't you discuss it with each other? You can work out the split between yourselves. You look like amicable gentlemen.
He kind of folds and gives.
Yes. Well, I'll be staying at the Featherfall. Why don't you meet me there tomorrow morning, after breakfast? Can I take your names?
Yes. The man with the spear, short sword, stud leather, and shield is named Reuben.
Yep.
And the other man's name is Clifford.
Clifford. Well, Clifford, Reuben, I'll see you on the morrow.
Okay.
Try not to get too drunk.
You depart.
Yeah, I head back to the Featherfall.
Okay. Rest of the party, you guys are going looking for a person to buy bows from?
Yeah, I want to get a longbow.
Sure. So you can find a Fletcher, and he can build you a longbow, but the process takes a week.
A week.
And let me see if he has one on hand, though.
Yeah. So, do you have any on hand? A week would be too long for us to wait. We leave town in 3 days.
No. So you ask around, and it doesn't appear that anyone has a longbow on hand that they are willing to part with at market price. One guy does have a longbow, but he makes it clear that this is his bow, and if he's going to sell it, he's going to sell it at double market value.
Okay. I think we can just wait. I said to crew, I suppose we could wait until we get to Redport. I see no sense in
Well, I would like to get myself a bow right now if I could. I'm
you
a
could
little
use it
bit.
during our fight tomorrow. I have no real intention to use it during then.
Okay,
If you-
then I will gladly use your bow then.
If you would be willing to spare me your darts in case I need to throw a weapon,
I have 2 of them.
that will be fine. I don't intend to be a. I don't intend
Oh,
to be.
you know what? We should stop by a poor little red smith. I can get you 3 more.
That'd be fantastic.
Yes.
I go collect the 3 darts that were commissioned.
Sure. It's 6 silver for each one.
You went up a silver, but that's all right.
I did
18
go up
it
a
is.
silver. I ended up working out the economy of the world a little bit better, and without a weaponsmith in
alright.
town.
Yeah, I give him 18 silver, and I hand 5 darts to Van.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I give him my bow for now. Then
Cool.
I also still have that spear, by the way, that I can.
7 arrows.
20 arrows.
20. Beautiful.
All right. Van, do make sure to remove the bow and arrows from your character sheet, and
Yeah.
Croak, add them to yours, including a quiver.
Yeah, the quiver is in there.
Yeah. Cool.
It's 3 pounds for the bow, and then the quiver with the arrows is 4, so 7 pounds total between them.
Okay.
Sure,
What?
5 darts in weight. Sorry.
Each one weighs a half pound.
Okay, so it's gonna be about
2.5.
Are my gems and jewelry negligible weight?
Put a pound down for gems and jewelry.
Okay.
Because that is 6 gems, and the earrings don't weigh much, but the gems don't weigh much, so yeah. Pound
Neil,
together.
is there any in-game advantage for a steel sword or not? Iron sword.
Yes. Steel or iron weapons against bronze armor reduce the effective armor by 1.
Nice. So
Um,
plus
How
1
much-
against bronze armor. Okay.
Plus 1 against
Yeah.
bronze. Similarly, a steel armor is a plus 1 against bronze weapons.
That's pretty cool. I like that system.
How much do iron or steel weapons cost?
They are.
5 times market value, right?
That's it.
So that sword would be worth what, like 40 gold or something?
I think it's like 75, because I think a longsword is.
It's a short. There was a short sword, right? I
Short
think?
swords are, I want to say, 10 gold. No, 20 gold.
Okay, so it's
so-
100 gold.
Yeah.
Well, if he
prices
dies,
are pretty high.
No, they're 10 gold each, so it's 50 gold sword he's got on his belt.
okay. All right, yeah. Well, I head back to the Featherfall to await the return of Van and Krug.
Okay. We knew he was going mercenary recruiting, right?
Yes.
We were going with that. Yeah, I see. How did the recruiting go?
Quite well, in fact. I picked up a couple of warriors. One of them even had an iron sword. Would you believe?
Really?
Yes. I think I got quite a good deal. I managed to get both of them meet us here tomorrow morning, head out into the woods with us one night for 12 gold.
That's
4
yeah.
gold each. Chip in. I'm sure that the sheriff will pay us at least that, if not more. Who knows what treasure we'll find out in the woods as well.
I can part with 4 gold for a man with a strong arm and a trusty sword.
Yes.
I do have a thought here. How do I put this? This tent on my back is getting quite heavy and hard to haul around. Could one of you perhaps hold our tent for me?
Does it just fold up nicely, or is it really awkward to
It's
carry?
like a. Have you ever gone camping? Right?
Yeah.
Like you have that like tent that you can roll up on your back. That's what I'm assuming it is.
I mean, how much does it weigh?
I'm pretty close.
10
to
pounds.
that.
10. I can carry it without being encumbered.
But will Malachi carry it?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to look stupid and be uncomfortable.
I think I can carry it. Oh no, I cannot carry it without being encumbered. Because
Krug, have you got anything else that perhaps like would carry for you?
I have a hooded lantern and some oil and some climbing pythons, but I kind of want to hold on to those. Let's see.
It's important we have
I
the
have
tent for the
50
wilderness.
foot of hempen rope that you could carry.
Tell you what, I can carry that for you.
Alrighty, excellent. I hand you 50 foot of hempen rope.
All right, how much does that weigh?
20 pounds.
Oh no, I can't carry that. Sorry. Maybe we could cut it in half. This is quite heavy, actually.
It is quite heavy. This is why me and the tent are having issues, is I'm carrying around a lot of stuff.
Perhaps we should invest in some higher quality rope in the near future.
Perhaps that would be good. All right, what I'm gonna do then is I'm just gonna leave my tent. Well, I can't do that because we don't have rooms.
No,
Can I?
no.
Are there locks on these rooms?
Hold on.
No.
We are going to be going by canoe tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Surely you could just leave the tent in the canoe.
I do not wish to be as encumbered as I am. I think it's going to be quite a drag on my ability to perform.
I mean, you could leave the tent in the canoe once we bring it up to shore. You won't
When we
have to-
disembark.
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
We'll be out of
Yes, I
civilization,
think that's
but
a
it's
solid
okay.
plan. I will do this on the morrow.
Yes, I think that's probably for the best.
Malachi, I have a question for you.
Please.
I have been gaining experience lately, and Cheese has seen it fit to bequeath me some new powers. One particular power I have, I can reform your skin to be as tough as bark, make you much more hardy and harder to injure from your enemies. However, I'm wondering, do you believe I can only carry so much power with me at any time. Do you believe it's worth?
What is
do
the
you
duration
see-
of this spell?
It would last for a number of minutes. I believe roughly 5, 6.
Out of character. How much AC does Boxkin give you, or does it give you temporary HP?
It's AC 6 plus 1 for every 4 so you'd be at AC 6. So you get plus 4.
So it's like the wizard spell armor,
Yeah.
except short duration. Well, I seem to remember that you clerics can pick and choose your spells. Oh no, you have. Would you learn a spell in the morning in the same way I would?
Mm-hmm.
I must pray for my spells, but I have a vast selection, which is why I ask. Do you believe it's worth my taking, or do you believe it'd be better suited for something else?
If you're asking me is my life worth saving, then I believe the answer is
I
yes.
ask if you believe you'll be put in any imminent danger. We do have another 2 bodies, you said, to help us with our fight. Do you believe?
I'd like to think that I shall avoid the direct line of fire, shall we say, but one can never be certain. Perhaps that spell that you cast on the beach back there may be more appropriate if I was to be attacked.
I was thinking, we don't know what we're walking into, including a potential half ogre, some sort of great beast we might be fighting. I could
Something
bring a
to you.
spell that would allow me to somewhat glimpse into the future, see the potential ramifications of our actions. I feel that might be better suited.
If you could ask your gods to see into the future, Van, then I believe that would be quite useful.
Yes, it might not be the most. It's hard to know what it will say. If it's danger, will not necessarily tell us to run, but if it's surely to result in our demise, then it may tell us to leave while we're ahead.
I certainly suspect we shall be walking into danger.
Yes, it might simply help us gauge the degree of what we're walking into.
Well, I have faith in Krog's scouting abilities. I'm sure he will be able to get the information we require in order to fully assess the situation. Failing that, one of the 2 men that I've employed could be sent for recon.
That seems fair.
I do not know how to tell you how to store your power, Van. Maybe if I had more experience with your spells, I would be able to advise more properly. Only you can make this decision.
I understand. I was simply wondering if you were interested in my spell of, I believe it is called a bark skin by the other clerics, but
I am certainly interested.
I will.
If you think you can spare the magic, then certainly. However, sometimes offense can be the best defense.
I agree. I will look for something more practical.
Right, well, do either of you have any more business to attend to this evening? I was thinking that I might have a few drinks, now that my work is done for the day.
I would be happy to join you.
Very well.
Sure.
Nope, I know what I'm taking.
So as
Call
you guys
over
are finishing up, the 2 men come back.
there. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Reuben and Clifford arrive together, and Clifford says in his husky voice, "We'll take your deal. We leave tomorrow?"
Ah, Clifford, it's good to see you again. I was thinking I wouldn't see you until the morning. Yes, that's fantastic. We leave in the morning. Meet us here.
Fantastic. We'll see you at dawn. And
you,
I'll
Reuben?
expect payment up front.
Well, let's...
Done.
I speak over Malcolm and I say that will be fine.
Hang on. Let's, I'll give you half up front. Half when we return. If one of you dies, then you get all the payment for yourself.
If you die, I'll take everything off of you.
If I die, then it doesn't matter to me. I
Done.
assure you that that won't be happening.
He spits in his hand and sticks it out to shake yours.
Krog?
I intercept that.
Sure. I spit in my hand and have a big sloppy handshake.
All right. There's sloppy
Welcome
handshakes.
aboard, friends. Welcome aboard.
There's sloppy handshakes
Tell
with
me, do you
Clifford.
have a big red dog?
You know, the last man that made that joke ended up without his dick.
Interesting. I will bear that in mind.
Not so philosophical this evening, Clifford. Very well. I prefer you to be strong of arm than strong of head.
My sword has a point.
Yes. A sharp one, I hope.
Reuben, in the shadow of Clifford, goes, "Yeah, it's fine with me too, guys. Don't worry about it. See you
Hey, could I
tomorrow.
buy you two gentlemen a drink? I was going to start relaxing for the evening.
Sure. Is there anything you want to roleplay with these guys, or are you just gonna socialize and we'll call it a day?
Socialize and drink.
Socialize.
Yeah, nothing in
cool.
particular.
I think Van wants to try and judge their character a little bit. Not to say like whether they're good or evil, but just kind of like the kind of stuff like what kind of person they are, what are their interests.
Okay. Sure. So Ruben kind of hogs the not Ruben. Clifford pretty clearly hogs the attention. He's loud. He's boisterous. He says things of attention attracting things. Ruben is kind of stuck to the shadows and keeps a little quiet, and you get the feeling that he wants to be a bigger presence, but he's clearly outclassed by this person, so he's just going to shut up and sit in the back and listen.
I try and engage the intelligence of both of them. Is Ruben more intelligent but quiet, or is Clifford just the more impressive man all around?
Tell me, Clifford, how would you calculate the circumference of a circle?
I just engage in discussion.
Beat
in
that
topics of
man to a
discussion.
bloody pulp until he told me.
Excellent. You are just the kind of man I was hoping to find.
Yeah. So Clifford appears to be a very brutish man without scruples about anything. He'll take any job. He'll go anywhere, do anything. He wants his money, and he doesn't give a shit about anything else. Ruben appears to be. He's much younger. He looks like he's new to the world of mercenary work, and he bumped into Clifford, and now is kind of stuck with him.
He's like his henchman now.
Something like that.
Everyone's got to start somewhere, Ruben. But does he seem intelligent? The way I try and gauge this is I speak to them each one individually and slowly ramp up the sort of the highbrowness of the conversation topic until they get bored and say, stop talking all this nonsense to me.
Are
So
you
I imagine
gauging
with-
their intelligence or how posh they are?
No, their intelligence. By highbrow, I meant, I'm trying to imagine what it would be. Like today, if you were to do that in real life, you'd start maybe talking about like economics or stuff like that. And if people haven't got an opinion or they don't want to engage in the conversation, you might
Right.
discern.
So Ruben appears to actually be pretty bright. A lot smarter than you would have thought. Just running into a random soldier somewhere. Clifford's not super bright. He,
Okay.
he sticks to his sword, and that's what he's got going for him.
I try and impress Ruben through the night, not like make a special effort to impress him as much as try and convey myself as intelligent and wise to him and make him try and like me.
Give me a charisma check for your attempts to make him like you.
Pass?
Pass. All right. Opposed to his wisdom check. Yeah, you successfully. He seems taken with you.
Okay, good.
I think Van kind of knows that Clifford, he has that confidence, right? I feel like Ruben is kind of in a shadow there, so I feel Van tries to pep up Ruben a little bit. Kind of, give him that talk of like, everybody has the humblest of beginnings, and it's only through facing adversity that they can grow as a person.
Yeah, these things are difficult to do when you have Clifford, who clearly just eats up the spotlight whenever possible.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. It's difficult to manage, but you guys have a pleasant enough evening between the three of you, 5 of you.
Nice. Okay.
And why don't we take our second break, and you guys go on to the next day on the other side of our break.
Yep.
See you guys in about 5 minutes. Bye-bye.
Bye.